Hi everyone, thanks for joining me for day 5 of my 20 days 20 cards tutorial series. Today we're going to make a card that is a basic design by Nicole Heddy, but I've just adapted it to use my own Stampin' Up! Stamps. So to start with, we're just going to make a little sentiment strip, and I've got a piece of Riding Hood red cardstock, and it's just over 1 inch high, and it's the width of a standard card, which is just over 4 inches wide. I'm going to take my paper trimmer and I'm going to place that in upside down at 1/4 inch, and then I'm going to take my bone scorer and just score down one long edge, and then I'll flip it around and do the same thing on the other side. That leaves me with 2 score lines. Hopefully you can see that on the camera there. And that just adds a bit of extra embellishment to the strip. Then I'm going to take my Riding Hood red ink with a sponge dauber. I'm just going to ink the top and bottom edges of that piece of card. So once you've finished inking the top and bottom edges, which just adds a little bit of softness to that sentiment strip, we're going to take the Stamp-A-Magic and we're going to stamp our sentiment. I'm using the Peace on Earth from the For the Holidays sentiment set. And we're just going to use the Stamp-A-Magic to stamp that straight into the centre of the strip. Okay, we can set that aside now and prepare our card base. I'm just using a half A4 sheet of crumb cake cardstock and just folding that in half. Then I'm going to take the gorgeous Bella Toil background stamp and I'm going to ink that up with crumb cake. And then I'm going to take my card and the front of the card face down onto the Bella Toil background, just halfway. And give that a good press to get that image stamped onto that card front. Okay. So as you can see, that just gives our background a little bit of a watermark texture. And then just to soften the edge of the watermark there, so it's not quite so harsh, you just want to take a scrap piece of paper with a torn edge and just lay that down over the card so that you can see the edge of the watermark. So it's just above that part. Then you want to take another sponge dauber and some crumb cake ink and just gently sponge across the edge of that watermark. So as you can see, that just gives it a bit of a torn edge sort of a look, just softens that border a little bit. Okay, and then the next step, we want to make our image panel. So I'm going to take the wreath image from Welcome Christmas and I'm going to stamp that just in that top half of the Very Vanilla cardstock. And then I'm going to take my Riding Hood red marker and just colour in the hollow berries Okay, once you've completed colouring in those berries, that panel's ready to stick onto our card front. So we're just going to use some snail adhesive for that. And sticking that down so that you've got an even border around each edge. And then we're going to stick our sentiment strip over that bottom section with some Stampin' Dimensionals. And there we have it, Day 5's card complete. Thanks for joining me for my 20 days, 20 cards tutorial series. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. And don't forget to stop by my website, stampwithwendy.com.au, to check out today's product bundle. Bye for now.